Hello, my dear students of class 10. I am going to conduct a class on Merchant of Venice today, and we shall continue with Act 4, Scene 1, that is the trial scene. So we were discussing how Antonio and Shylock both come to the court. Portia is also there, Nerissa is also there, but they have been disguised as men. So Portia comes as the lawyer and Nerissa comes as the lawyer's clerk. So now the whole thing is getting ready there. So Antonio is already there and Shylock and Portia, they begin to have a discussion and she begins to talk about the bond. And she even tells Shylock to be a little merciful, and she tells him that mercy is twice blessed. It blesses the one who gives and the one who receives. She tells him everything about mercy and to be a little merciful towards Antonio. But Shylock doesn't listen to anybody. He's so stubborn, so adamant that he doesn't want to listen to anybody. So he says that he just wants the bond. And if he is not given that, he will go to the law, to the court, and he will seek for justice at any cost. So this is what we had discussed, and we are still in the trial scene. So we shall continue with the trial scene. So, are there any balance here to weigh the flesh? So Portia, when she asks this question to Shylock, then Shylock immediately says, I have them ready. So Shylock has even come with a weighing machine and all to weigh the flesh of Antonio, because it has to be 1 pound. So he is come prepared with everything. The knife is already there. The weighing machine is already there. So he is come fully prepared, armored fully in order to take Antonio's flesh. Have by some surgeon Shylock on your charge to stop his wounds, lest he do bleed to death. So then Portia tells Shylock, please have a doctor ready. Otherwise, Antonio will bleed to death. Because when the pound of flesh is cut off from his body, surely he is going to bleed. And let it not happen that Antonio should bleed to death. So have a doctor ready. And to this, what Shylock has to say. Is it so nominated in the bond? Is it mentioned in the bond that I even have to get a doctor ready? It is not so expressed, but what of that? 'Twere good you do so much for charity. No, it's not mentioned in the bond, but what would happen? It would be like a charity from your side. It's a charitable thing. So what if it's not mentioned in the bond? Everything need not be mentioned in the bond. You can do it for charity. So then what Shylock has to say? I cannot find it. It's not in the bond. Then he says, I can find no such condition in the bond. I don't think anything of that sort is written in the bond. So I don't think I have to arrange for a doctor, a surgeon. So he begins to be very, very sarcastic. And he says, since it's not mentioned in the bond, why should I be ready with a doctor, a surgeon? Then Portia says, come, merchant, have you anything to say? So, Antonio, do you have anything to say? Any last wishes? Anything that you want to convey? Anything you want to say to anybody? Then Antonio says, but little, I am armed and well prepared. He says, no, I don't have much to say. I'm already prepared. Give me your hand, Bassanio. Fare you well. So, give me your hand, Bassanio. And bye-bye now. Goodbye. So, the only thing he wishes to do, even at the juncture of death, is to talk to Bassanio. So he says, give me your hand. And goodbye, my friend. And then he proceeds further. Grieve not that I am fallen to this for you. Please do not feel sad, because everything happened because of you. Do not feel sad. Grieve not. means do not feel sad that it happened because of you. You don't have to feel sorry. You don't have to feel sad about this. He's such a good friend, Antonio. You cannot find a better friend than Antonio. Because even at the last moment he says to Bassanio not to feel bad because all this is happening due to his cause. Then he further says, for herein fortune shows herself more kind than is a custom. So what Antonio has to say is, see, Lady Fortune is being very kind to me than she is usually with anybody. Lady Fortune is being very kind. Lady Luck has been very kind to me. It is still her use to let the wretched man outlive his wealth, to view with hollow eye and wrinkled brow an age of poverty. So what she does is usually she lets the unhappy man live even after he has had losses after losses. So she usually does that. She lets people live even after having lost everything in their life. But I am very lucky. She has been very kind to me. I have lost everything. And now she is making me go from this world. Which proves that Lady Luck has been very kind to me. Very good to me. Because she does not want me to suffer anymore. Usually that is what she does. Even after people having lost everything, she wants them to stay in this world to suffer more. But in my case, I feel Lady Fortune, Lady Luck has been very kind enough to me. Because she is taking away my life. To view with hollow eye and wrinkled brow an age of poverty. So what he says is, she is letting me avoid that poverty and that misery which is yet to come in my life. So if I go away from this world, I don't have to bear all that. I don't have to see poverty, misery, nothing. So in fact, what I feel is, she is very, very kind to me by letting me go away from this world. So don't feel bad, Bassanio. Don't feel sad that it happened because of you. Nothing has happened because of you. I'm very lucky. And I'm very thankful to Lady Fortune. From which lingering penance of such misery doth she cut me off. So I don't have to spend my old age in poverty. And I'm very thankful to her for not letting me stay in a state of poverty in my old age, which is even more painful, which is even more miserable. So I feel I'm very lucky that I'm going away from this world because I don't have to suffer. I don't have to see anything, poverty, misery, nothing. I can just go away peacefully and not suffer anymore. So in fact, she has been very kind. So even at this hour of death, look at the optimistic view of Antonio. If anybody else would have been in his place, I'm sure they would be complaining a lot. They would be blaming each other. But look at how good he is. Look at how kind he is. And look at how optimistic he is. Even at this juncture, is so positive. He has all the positive thoughts in his mind. And he doesn't blame Bassanio and say, because of you, I have to go. Because of you, I have to suffer. He doesn't say all that. In fact, he is happy that he is going away sooner so that he doesn't have to face all the miseries in his life. So such an optimistic person Antonio is, even at this phase of his life, even at the end of his life. He's so positive, he's so optimistic. And you can rarely find these kind of people. Rarely. So he further says, commend me unto your honorable wife. Tell her the process of Antonio's death. So convey my regards, respect to your wife. And he further says, tell her how I died. Tell her the manner of my death. And give my respect and give my remembrance, give my love, everything to her. And even tell her how I died and how did it all happen. You just tell her that. Tell her the process of Antonio's end. Say how I loved you. Speak me fair in death. So, after I'm dead, after I'm gone from you, tell her how much I loved you. How much I cared for you. How much of my friend you were. You tell her everything about our friendship. And speak good of me. So what he says is, speak me fair in death, and when the tale is told, bid her be judge, whether Bassanio had not once a love. So, please tell her good things about me. Talk good about me. And after you tell her everything, our entire story about our friendship, about everything, you ask her to judge whether we were good friends or not, whether I really loved you or not, whether you really loved me or not. So this is what you have to do. So whether Bassanio had a true friend or not, that you need to ask your wife after I'm gone from you, and you tell her the entire story. So you ask her to be the judge, and she would be the best one to judge. Repent but you that you shall lose your friend. He repents not that he pays your debt. For if the Jew do cut but deep enough, I'll pay it instantly with all my heart. Yeah, you need to be sad only because of the fact that you'll be losing a very good friend. Otherwise, you don't need to feel sad about anything. You don't need to regret anything. Only the fact is you need to feel sad because you are losing a good friend. That's all. Bassanio, that is what he says. And he repays not that he pays your debt. So your friend does not regret that he has paid your debt. I have no regrets that I have been able to pay your debts. So even you don't need to regret about anything. Just tell your wife how I was and how was our friendship. You just tell her that. And you don't have to regret about anything. You don't have to repent about anything. Because I am not repenting because I have to pay the debts. I'm not repenting. I'm not regretting. So why should you? You don't need to have any kind of guilt in your mind. For if the Jew do cut but deep enough, I'll pay it instantly with all my heart. Because if the Jew, in case he cuts deep enough, then I'll pay it with all my heart. Means I have to go. I'll have to leave this world. But still, I don't have any kind of regrets. I don't repent. I don't regret. Because I'm going away for your cause. Because of you I'm going. I'm not repent. So even you don't repent. The only thing you need to do is tell your wife all about our friendship. That's all. You don't have to worry about anything. So if the Jew cuts deep enough, I shall pay the debt of love immediately and willingly. I'll be paid. Because I don't have any kind of regrets. I don't have. So even you don't need to repent and regret and cry over the fact that I'm going away because of you. You don't have to say that. Feel happy. The only thing you need to feel sad about is you're losing a good friend. That's all. Apart from that, I don't think you need to feel sorry about anything. So this is how Antonio convinces Bassanio not to feel sad about anything, not to regret about anything. Because it all happened because it had to happen. And nobody can stop something from happening if it is destined to happen, if it's there to happen. Nobody can stop. You and me cannot stop what is going to happen. It is all destined. It is already pre-planned. It's already there. We cannot stop it. So that's why Antonio requests Bassanio not to feel sad about anything, not to regret about anything. So such kind of positivity and such kind of optimism we can see in Antonio. So this is what Antonio is. And we cannot be like him. Not everybody can be like Antonio. He is such a fantastic person, such a good person. Even at the hour of death, he still doesn't forget to convince Bassanio, to counsel him. So, he is that sort of a person. So, I shall continue with Act 4, Scene 1 in my next class. Thank you, Class 10.